It is a windy day. Water's still hanging around 48 degrees. I hope the wind doesn't mess up the audio here. But we're Ned rigging today. The water's cold. See if we can come up with a few bass. We had snow this week, a couple of days ago. We hadn't had a pretty day. For about 2 weeks, we've had two snowstorms, 2 northeasters. So when the fishing's tough, you go to the Ned Rig. I've got a 4-inch dinger on here, and I cut about 1 inch of it off. The water's fairly clear if you can see the watercolor here. I'll move it here a little bit. The water's fairly clear. So I've got on a pumpkin, and just to draw a little attention, I'm using one with a little bit of a chartreuse tail. And moving this thing is about as slow as I can move it, and I feel some rocks there. When I'm feeling something on the bottom, rocks or whatever it might be, that's when I want to stop it. Let's get back out there one more time. I'm a little close to the bank that time. You can see I'm in a little pocket here. Still, I'm sitting in 12 foot of water. I'm pretty close to the bank here. I'm only about 30 feet from the bank, but I want to, wind's just beat me here. I'm going to kind of put my back to the wind just a little bit, so hopefully it'll help the sound there a little bit. Moving it slow. Oh, there's a bump. All right, there's a fish. Let's see what we got here. I said I was moving that bait real slow. When I felt some rocks or some bottom cover, I stopped it. And I just tried to move it, just shake it a little bit. Now, he's not a big one. He's a small bass. And the great thing about this Ned Rig is it will catch fish of all sizes. He come off really easy. He's just a pretty little bass. Okay. We'll give him a 10 for that dive back down. All right, let's see if it's another one right here. So I'm in a pocket right here. Just pitch it out there kind of easy. Okay. The Ned Rig is not hard to hang up. That's probably, to me, one of the toughest things about the Ned Rig, fishing it, is it hangs up really easy. I'm using the weedless one here. Have you noticed they had a guard on it? Weed guard on it? I feel like it's a little bit better, but not getting hung up. This one has a little guard on it. The sun perch haven't been biting. In the last few trips, I hadn't had any sun perch bites. That feel like a sun perch bite. And y'all know, guys know what that feels like. It's a machine gun bite. Bump, 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 bump. About 5 or 6 bumps fast. Usually that's a sun perch. Now, I've had bass hit me before, once or twice. And what it is where they're moving it around in their mouth, I think, my opinion. When they're moving that bait around in their mouth, you'll feel that bump, bump, bump. But you feel the weight also. When you pull it just gently, you'll feel the weight of the bass and set the hook. And when that sun perch beats it like that, and hits that thing like a machine gun, usually you can just pop it a little bit like that and there's nothing there. I hear guys complain about tearing baits in half. Well, when you set the hook on a sun perch and he's got to tail that bait in his mouth, you're gonna lose some baits. You're gonna lose some tails, and sometimes, you know, you hit a bite, you set the hook. It happens to all of us. But when I know it's a sun perch like that, I check it. I just kind of bounce it one time, and if there's no weight there, I keep on fishing it. But you know, something hit me pretty hard there. Where there's sun perch, there's bass. You know, I I hear guys complain, let's move at some perch here. Well, bass eat some perch, especially the smaller ones. And a big bass will eat a big one. But if you're getting some perch bumps, you could be in a good area. That means there's something there for them to chew on. So right now, I'm not feeling anything on the bottom. I got a pretty good rod. I got a Dobbins, using a Dobbins rod here, and it's a pretty little rod. And I feel a little bit of something there. If I don't feel any resistance, if I don't feel it coming across some rocks or something rough on the bottom, then I'm gonna put it back out there, because usually you're not gonna get bit unless you feel that thing coming across something on that bottom. If you don't feel that bait bouncing on the bottom a little bit, if you don't feel a little rock resistance or shell bed or an old treetop limb still just laying there for years and years. I can see it, some trees in the water up here above us, but the bank looks pretty open right here. There you go. Moving that bait along slowly. Something picked it up. Let's see what he's got here. Something picked it up. It's moving along slowly. There you go. Look at there. Maybe about 12, 13 inches. That's probably a little male bass. I see the water. We're a long ways from the spawn. The water's easing up to about 48 degrees. This time of year it should be in the 50s. Boat traffic coming. Y'all can hear that or not. Okay, I just had a bump on my line there. I see my line's coming toward the boat. Alright. See my line started coming toward the boat? I actually felt one little bump and my line started coming toward the boat. Oh, that's a nice little fish. Like I said, the Ned Rig will catch fish when the times are tough like this. Come here, baby. That's nice. That's a fat little rascal. Now I'm gonna just go grab my line here and just pick him right up. The reason I'm doing that, let me get on there. There you go. So that's the color. To give that thing a chance to focus on you. It's a watermelon with you can see it's got a little bright green, kind of not quite chartreuse green. It's got a little blue flake in it. It's got a little purple flake in it. It's a new color for me also, but I knew it would work in this clear water. Little fat rascal. Got the old red lips. Now people say it's red lips because they eat a lot of crawfish. That's what they claim when the water's cold. If you look, he's even red on down in there. It's even red. He's not a spot. There you go, buddy. We do have spots here in this lake. Okay, that was fun. Let the fun begin again. Let's see if we can find another one. All right, the bass hit me when the camera wasn't off. I wasn't trying to get reset up here. As soon as I cast it, moved it, he hit me. But anyway, he's on the old Ned Rig. This watermelon I switched to a little bit ago. Let's see if we can get a hold of him here. Another little chunky bass. Another little chunky one. He's red lipped also. Bye. See ya. Nice fish on here. Picked up at Ned Rig. He picked up at Ned Rig and took off with it. Oop. And he came off right there. Did you get the scene? Came off right at the boat. And that's okay. I call that getting the best out of him. That was a nice little fish. He was probably 2.5 pounds. He wasn't no monster. He was a nice little fish. There's one right there. There like that. One popped me right there. This little point. He's acting like he's got some size to him, but I don't think he does. Sometimes some of them can be pretty mean, can't they? But no bigger than they are. You don't feel heavy, you just feel strong. Oh, he's not a bad little bass. He's still green. All right, come here. He's still a little green. Come here. Trying to wear him out here at the boat. Get over my rods. He thinks he's mad. There he is. Come here, come here. When you're using 6-pound line, you can't get but so rough, you know? Yeah, look at the belly on that rascal. Now, that's one almost about as big around as he is long, isn't he? Now, you see me doing that right often. He's a largemouth. That's a largemouth. He has pretty colors of a spot. The spots got them darker colors. This creek here has a few spots in it. Quite a few up the creek further. That makes 15 on the old Ned Rig today. 15 bass on the Ned Rig. Let's see if we can find one more here before we quit. I can feel the bottom. Bottom's pretty rough. If you can't feel that bottom, guys, when you're pulling your bait, if you're not feeling that bottom, then you need to switch rods. You're doing something wrong. The fluorocarbon line does help. But even with a good rod, you can use mono and still feel it. All right, there was a bump. He hit it one time. My line got a little slack in it. Let's see what. All right, he stayed on there. Let's see if we can get him in. He's a little fella. It's okay. Oh, he's a fighter though. He thinks he's as tough. Oh yeah, let me hear you. Come here, come here. Oh, he's a mean one. Here he is. You know what? I think these little fellas this size fight harder than the pigeons. They just don't have any weight, you know? He's a little largemouth. But you know what, guys? That makes 16 bass I've caught today on that Ned Rig. He's just a little fella. He's about 10 inches. That's about the smallest one I think I've caught. But that's okay. That don't bother me. I like to catch fish.